Hey there, fellow travelers, Mark and
Jocelyn,
from
home?
Wolters World
Oh, Walter's World.
in
That's where
our
we are.
lovely library. And we want to say hi to all of everyone around the world that's here in for our live feed today. It's Sunday night, a little bit before 8 o'clock. We thought it was still a little early since we saw some good people on there exploring Tampa. Good website if you're going to be exploring Tampa. Actually, going to exploringtampa.com. They do actually do a lot of good stuff for restaurants and stuff. We worked with them when we were down there. It was a good time, good people. So check them out. Henry, our buddies up on here. Good to see you. Reggie and our man. Glad I could help with the Germany stuff. I'm glad to get you started on Bond.de to help you out with the right website. So yes, Zachary Hopkins, we are real. We really do exist. Hey Tanya, good to see you. Eli, good to see you. Darcy, hey, good to hear you. Dev Dad Summit, what's up? Not too much is up. Not too much is up. We're recovering from Jamaica. It was a great time.
We had a wonderful time. It was really amazing. Far more than I expected.
Yeah, Jamaica was really cool. Like
Yeah.
that was a really laid back trip. We got to see a lot of stuff. We went all over the island. We had a nice one of our friends runs a company down there, and she helped us have a great time. Holiday
Holiday
services.
services
Yeah,
hooked us up.
yeah.
It
So
was
well, they didn't hook us.
fantastic.
They showed us. They got
They
us a
gave
good
us
tour.
like an amazing itinerary. We
Yeah,
saw so much. It was wonderful.
yeah. So it is good. But we're here for all these questions. Charlie Baker, hi. Let's get some highs out of the way. Max Hall from Minnesota, good to see you. Paul Hayes, hey, have fun in Tampa next week. It'll be a lot nicer than we are. I'm jealous. You'll be down in Florida. Enjoy, enjoy. Go to Ybor City and have some have a Cuban for me, man, because they're awesome down there. Matthew, hope all's well with you. Everything's good here. Michael Mon, good to see you again. Thanks for being on here. Let's see. Charlie said hi. Brandon, hey, what's up? Patrick and Alexandria, thank you. We're glad you can be your favorite people. Pro- Prasamasha, Paul Dell, hi, how are you? Hey, Northern California, Steve, good to see you up there. Texas here, the Beaver Nuggets, yes, David Cox, Bucky's. It's actually on the back of my computer. I have one of the stickers on there, and I like to randomly stick them on places to remember us all kinds of stuff. Hilke Silva, boa noite, boa noite. I hope if you're going to bed, I'll see you later, but hopefully you're staying up. But anyway, we're going to get to our questions now since we've already got a bunch that came through. Um, let's see. Well, I've had a few questions about Copenhagen already. One person asked about how to get from Copenhagen to Frankfurt. I told you just take the train from Copenhagen down to Hamburg, and then in Hamburg you can get a train straight to Frankfurt, which is really easy. There's a website if you're going to be taking trains in Europe. I recommend Bahn.de, BAHN.de. It's a German train company, but they have the best itinerary for all the trains in Europe, not just the fast trains like some websites have, but all the stuff. That's one thing I would highly recommend you checking out. Alexander asked between Copenhagen and Amsterdam, based off food, money, history, attractions.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam for sure. I love Copenhagen. It's cool as can be, but if money is cheaper, probably more sites, stuff like that, I would go for that one over the
It's a
top.
little more doable too, like on foot. I feel like it's
Well,
really
well, they're
easy.
both really flat. They're both really flat. That's not a problem. They're
I
both
just feel
big
like
bike
it's like
cities.
really concentrated. Like you can
Yeah.
get a lot in a small space.
Yeah, you'll get more bang and more bang for your buck in
Right.
Amsterdam. Steve Delahunty, any plans for traveling to Southeast Asia? Yes, we were supposed to go last summer, but we had a wedding come up, so we had to go to the wedding. So our Southeast Asia plans got put on hold. But I have
We'll
one,
get there.
two, three,
Oh, we have more than
four.
three,
I have four books
at
that we bought
least.
up because we got like Two Lonely Planets. We got was it from or something?
National Geographic
National Geographic.
Traveler, because
Yeah,
that's mine.
yeah. So we had a bunch of stuff ready to go, and then like the weekend we're gonna be booking. We found out my host family, their son was getting married, so that kind of changed everything up there. So we are gonna be getting there. Don't worry. Darcy Full writes, "Hey, would love to see you all in the Faroe Islands. Hey, I'd love to see us in the Faroe Islands too. So you're starting to plan a trip for a couple years there to see some friends. I did meet some people that went to the Faroe Islands to go see the eclipse a few years ago, and they really had a nice time there. I'm not going to the Faroe Islands, but I'm going to be by the Faroe Islands kind of that way later this year. I'm going with my mom to the Shetland Islands, part of Scotland up there, like really relatively close up to Faroe Islands. So I'll get a good feel of that, and hopefully that can, with those videos, can help you with some of the stuff with the Faroe Islands in terms of nature and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll help out. Let's see. Do-do-do-do.
Derek is going to Buenos Aires and Iguazu and Mendoza.
Oh, cool.
While you do that, if it's possible, Colonia, Uruguay
Uruguay.
is really cool, and you could probably do it in like, you might need to stay there overnight, but it would be a really cool addition if you've got the time.
Yeah, and even if you only do a day trip, a lot of people leave in the morning, go over for like 4 or 5 hours, and take the hydrofloat back. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, it's pretty fast.
it's pretty fast, like
You
under
could
an
do
hour, even with all the stuff. We actually have a video that goes over how to take the ferry over that can help you out. So do definitely check that out, because you're going to be going to those places. Mendoza is awesome for wine. That's where I fell in love with wine. BA, I went to school in Iguazu Falls, which is so cool. But yeah, if you can throw in there, because you get another country in there, which is always kind of cool. Reggie and her man asking, how was the food in Jamaica?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And can I just tell you, we got to stay in a condo for a part of the trip, and there was a woman there who cooked. Her name was Beverly, and she was amazing. She taught me how to make Jamaican oxtail. And that was one of the highlights of the trip for me, was learning to cook. But Jamaica has some really great food. Totally enjoyed it.
So we got a bunch more hellos there. So Glorious Gonzalez from Indiana. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Brandon, elections predictions, Jamaica. Any more videos? Yeah, I mean, I'll have tons of videos on Jamaica. We just got back. I'm trying to put together. I was supposed to put out the don'ts of all inclusive this weekend, and my computer is not liking me right now, so I could not get it done. But I have like the don'ts of all inclusive, don'ts of Jamaica, shocks Jamaica, what to eat in Jamaica, what to know before you go. There's plenty of Jamaica videos that'll be coming. Don't worry. Chakarta up in Chicago. Hey, hope you're doing well. Animal lovers, good to say hi. Dark Chia going to London in 1 week. Awesome. Have a good time when you're up there.
Anthony Rios.
I just got there.
Okay.
Thanks for the great content. What's your favorite national park for small kids? You know more about national parks than I do.
You know what? As a kid, I went to everything out west. Absolutely everything. For me, it's the Grand Canyon. I mean, and there's so much space for kids to run. Like, it's cool and it's like amazing to them, but you can also do like, there's bike.
Yeah, bike the rims.
We biked the rim with the kids, and they've got, pull behinds if you got little kids, or you can stick them. They had seats too for like a little bit older kids, but what a great trip that was, just pulling the kids.
Yeah, we had a fun time. We actually have one of the pictures over there, in our family picture walls. Hey, also, if you want to look for a good site that talks about a lot of national parks, our friends have a site called Wanderfilled Life, and they basically take an RV all over the country, and they just go to national parks, and their goal is to get to every single one, and they've got tons of stuff, so that's a really good place to go find out more. They always say Yosemite's their favorite, and since they travel out, I'll take their...
Yosemite's great with kids too. That would definitely be number 2, but Arizona holds a spot in my heart. So
hi, Henry.
Drew Schwartz asks about being gluten-free in Greece, Italy, and France. It sounds like it would be really difficult, but you know what? There's so much fresh fruits and vegetables and
non-pasta in Italy. Yeah,
you really can do it. It wouldn't really be that hard. Just steer clear, and if you explain it, I would learn the word for gluten in each of those 3 languages. And if it's something that's really important, then you'll have that word and say, I can't have this. It makes me very sick.
And I've found that chefs in Europe are pretty accommodating because we've taken groups of college students to Europe, and a lot of them, like everyone, there's always a couple people that have allergies and stuff, and people are usually pretty cool with making sure everything's okay. So that's really nice. T Vega writes, what's the best website to book a vacation? Well, it depends. Like if you want to look for different price for flights, Jocelyn likes Skyscanner to search for flights. I like Kayak. Those can really help you for finding stuff. But what I always recommend is if you find a flight on one of those consolidated ones, then go buy the ticket at delta.com or buy it at united.com. So you actually get the bought from the actual airline, because you get more points. Also, like if you're booking hotels that way, if you book a hotel through bookings, you can't get your money back no matter what. If you book direct through Hilton, they can give you at least credit if something happens. That's one of the things I'd want to watch out for.
You can get out and cancel things more easily.
Yeah, directly with the company.
Winner, chicken dinner. Hi, Oslo. I really like your name.
So T Vegas, that would be one thing. Also, you can, if you're looking like Expedia and Orbitz, they can do a lot of stuff. If you want to get a lot of stuff together, because one of the things, if you want to get like if you want to get a discounted flights and stuff, if you book your flights and your hotels together with like an Expedia and stuff like that, sometimes they have some pretty good deals, especially looking like business class and stuff. We have friends of ours that just love that to death. So Gordon Ramsay, hey, love your show.
Hey.
Very good stuff. I have never been to Barbados. You've been to the Bahamas. We haven't been to Barbados. But we are getting more like
we're kind of thinking like the Caribbean for us is really easy to do like short trips. So we feel like we'll be doing more of that because we can get there and spend like a long weekend and get a good taste for stuff.
yeah, different places. And I asked her, we were doing a research because we went to Belize earlier this year. We just came back from Jamaica. We're going to Turks and Caicos here pretty soon. And I've really noticed there's not a lot of really good travel advice.
There's a lot of pretty pictures.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like, here's me in my bikini or here's me in my awesome studly body.
Here's the drone footage because it's gorgeous.
Yeah, the drone footage, that we all have the same stock drone footage, that we just do it a little different angle.
But there's not a ton of like info.
Yeah, so that's why I'm excited to get there to try to do stuff. And you know, our Caleb's getting older, so I mean he's not in high school yet, but I know when he's in high school we can't take him out as much because he's got to study for exams and stuff. So we'll probably be looking at more getting like a bunch of islands there. So we'll have a lot more Caribbean stuff coming. So Barbados will be coming. Don't you worry, my friend.
Yen Gill, any thoughts on traveling solo with a toddler in Eastern Europe in terms of safety?
No, nothing different than any other place you'd go.
Same as always, you know, keep them close and take care and pay attention. But like you do that anywhere, right?
Yeah.
You're a parent.
Yep. So Samuel Robinson, have you ever been to Japan? Yes, we have. We have taken the super fast trains, and yes, they are awesome.
Yeah,
get the bento box on there if you need a snack. But it's really organized, easy to do. Get your J-Rail pass to save yourself a lot of time and money if you're going to go. It's only available for tourists, so definitely pick that up before you go, though. Is it Michael Mon? Hey, good to see you. Oh, you were on here earlier. Is it worth taking the Eurostar from Paris to London, or is it best just to fly? Honestly, if you can take the train, I just take the train.
Take the train
because with the amount
in the airports and stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to get in, and then if you're flying to Stansted or one of these far out airports, you might as well just take the Eurostar because you come into a decent train station, so you're pretty much okay there.
The next question, Animal Lover. I don't really know where to start to plan a trip.
Okay, so Animal Lover. This is a question we've got. Actually, we need to start doing more videos to help people just start planning. So Animal Lover, one thing I would say is when you're starting to plan a trip, well, obviously it starts with where do you want to go? And the thing is, it'll come down to, do you want to do adventure stuff? Do you want to see culture? Do you want to go places nearby? Do you not want to fly very far? What's your budget? You start asking yourself these questions, and it really helps you kind of narrow down certain things. So it's like if I want to see, I want to see something completely new. So for us, that would be, Southeast Asia or Sub-Saharan Africa. Like these are places we're going to be going because it's new places. So that can drive you. So that's where we kind of start, is just kind of figure out what we want. And what I'd recommend is just go to your local library, and they'll have a bunch of Lonely Planet books or Rick Steves books or Frommer's or whatever. And you get an idea of what you can see and do there. And so you can have them there and look at that, or look online. There's a bunch of stuff. We have videos on like top 10 places in different parts of the world. So that can help you out too. So it's kind of going to start feel like the kind of trip you want to go, and then start from there. And then you can look at tickets and stuff.
My advice is, the first time somebody goes somewhere, people like to try to put too much stuff in. Don't do that. You'll be tempted. You're like, I'm in Europe and everything's so close, I want to do it all. Well, you really need to think about that so that you can like really get a feel for something, because you can go back again and see more. So don't overdo yourself.
Okay, so there's 3,000 questions on here. I apologize. So we're going a little slow this time. So Maureen asks, you recommend planning a trip to Ireland through a site like Expedia? Yeah, you can do that. Because if you buy your tickets and hotel together, you should get a pretty good deal. But the thing is, you might not want to be just at their hotel, so get it for one night of a hotel. It might drop the price of your tickets quite a bit.
What should you do in Cancun? Chichen Itza.
Go to Chichen Itza. It's there. It's all, everyone, and no matter what tour you take, they all do the same thing. They take you out. You stop at the market on the way. Then you get to Chichen Itza. You do a tour there. Then on the way back, you hit the cenotes at the sinkhole to swim. Every single one does the same thing. You stop at Valladolid. There's another town.
Get the best deal you can.
So just get the best deal you can. You'll have a good time. It's really well worth it. I've done it 3 times now, I think. It's just fantastic. So that would be one of the things I do. And then there's plenty of fun stuff to do around Cancun anyway, too. So that's good. Olga wrote earlier, so getting the ticket to Prague Castle, if you haven't done it before, I think it's worth it just to see all the stuff there. I've already gone. Would I pay a second time? No. But the first time it was worth it. So there is that. Best zoo or aquarium you've been to? I think the aquarium. I like the Oceanarium in Lisbon. That's why our kids always have T-shirts on it. That's a really good one. I also like the zoo in Lisbon actually as well, because it's very interactive and it's not that expensive.
It's really organic.
Yeah, the San Diego Zoo is cool, but it's really expensive. But it is still really cool. You can tell why it's like one of the biggest ones out there. Dave Mingle writes, hey, which would you pick for a long-term stay in Poland? Poznan, Wrocław, or Lublin? Wow. That's a tough one. Poznan, Wrocław. Yeah, I've been to Lublin. It's nice. It's kind of small and it's kind of far on the eastern side. So I'd probably go with Wrocław or Poznan over that one. So sorry I don't have a perfect pick for that one. Sorry about that. Balkans, yes. Balkans, we're looking for 2020. Summer we're going to be doing, we're looking for maybe, hopefully I'll be teaching in Europe that summer. Then we're going to be like, get the boys to Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia. Like all down to there. Yeah, we're basically like that southeast corner down to Turkey, and come and get Malta for you. So it's going to be kind of a bigger thing on there. Let's see.
You've got 2 super chats up there.
Oh, the 2. We're so far down.
There they are.
There's like 50 comments between the super chats and where we were looking. So I'm sorry that. So Iconic Big T, thank you very much for your super chat. It really makes a big difference. Thank you so much. Hi guys, I'll be taking my first long-term travel trip at the end of the year. How do you get over the fear of quitting your job and getting out of the workday mindset? Believe me, after about 3 or 4 days, you get out of the mindset. But I will say is making that first big step to do that, it is tough. I would say is once you've made the decision, don't look back and question it, because then I'll get like a seed of doubt in your heart, and then you'll be wondering, should I not have done this? And then the first month of your trip, you'll be doubting yourself and doubting why you did that. Don't have that. You've made the decision. Now let's go enjoy those trips. I have a video that talks about the 3 things you need to know about long-term travel. Just put advice for long-term travel, Wolters World on YouTube. And I filmed it in Japan. It's like there's a temple in the background. You want to watch that. It's going to help you with that a lot. And really, that workday mindset, you'll be surprised how fast it goes away. Michael Mon, thank you again. Mark and Jocelyn, thanks for the travel tips and advice. The Eurostar was my first choice. I've actually done the Eurostar quite a bit. Back in the day before there's a lot of cheap airlines, I had a girlfriend that lived in England, so I was going that way quite often. And it's nice. It's a normal train. You go under, you come back up. I just liked it because I didn't have to deal with the airports. I mean, that was the one thing I really liked about it quite a bit that way. So, Victoria Geeb, thank you very much, Victoria. She asks for any advice about locking luggage at Italian train stations. So, Victoria, a lot of the train stations will actually have a left luggage place. They won't have the lockers. You actually go and give them your bag, and they'll copy your passport and put it on there. We do that a lot when we're doing a lot of towns, and like we've got to drop off our stuff. We'll do that quite a bit. And it's a bigger place. You'll find that. If you go to trainitalia.it, a lot of them will tell you which stations have it, which ones don't. So there is that as well. So I hope that helps. If you go to Alex writes, if you go to the Middle East, I'd recommend Lebanon. We are looking there. We had some friends that just went there too. We've got tickets to go to the region later this year. So we're going to try to get as much in as we can because it does look really awesome to go visit. Time and chance on a scale of 1 to 10. How interested are you in visiting Antarctica in your lifetime? 10.
I want to go.
10 and that. So
a little nervous about like if you get there, you buy it, you pay for it, and then the weather turns you back, you don't get your money back.
Yeah.
So that's kind of scary to me.
So Joanna Kula, I remember when you have 40,000 subscribers. Congratulations for both of you on your job you're doing. Thank you, Anna. That was Joanna. That was I remember back in those days. I remember I saw our celebrating 50,000 subscribers video the other day popped up, and I'm like, wow, we've come a long way. And honestly, that's because of all of you. Like, we wouldn't be where we are. We wouldn't be able to help people if it wasn't for fans like you and viewers like you and fellow travelers like you that watch the videos and subscribe and the super chats and all that kind of stuff. It really makes a big difference. And that we know that we're helping people. I mean, right there is the best payment. Good. It feels good that I know we will bump into people that, hey, you really helped us out, or look at the people commenting, hey, thanks for the help. I mean, that means the world to me.
That's why we do this.
These kind of things. Victoria, if we know we can help other travelers have a better time traveling, exploring more, and see more cultures, that's the best payment there is. And that's what's so great. You guys have made it possible we can do this more and more. So thank you so much with that. So
somebody had asked how much money going from the U.S. do you take for a visit in Stockholm, Sweden? Stockholm's expensive, but the best thing to do is just
use your card. Use cards.
Have money in your thing and just have a card.
We were there a couple years ago, or
and you can pay with they have Uber, so you can if you need to get to your
anywhere.
place right away from the airport or something. You don't have to worry about having cash right offhand.
And there's actually some places in Sweden that don't take cash, so it's all
Yeah, a
about
lot of
cards. So make
cards
sure you're let your card companies know beforehand. Let's see, Robert O'Toole, any advice for visiting Monterey, California? I have never been, so I can't say. Pink Pearl, is Brazilian food hard on a diabetic? The rice, but not the meat.
Minus the rice, you're
Yeah,
good.
you'll be good there.
Yeah, there's lots of fruits and vegetables too.
Yeah. So, Aaron, we have not been to Georgia, the country, or Armenia, but we are looking into a trip over there. So those are things for the future. There's a bunch of people going to the UK this summer. You will have a good time over there. Jimmy UK, hey buddy, get to bed, man. It's 1:50 in the morning, my friend.
Man, Jimmy.
You know I love you, buddy.
Sleep.
Hope you're doing well.
Gus is going to Greece this summer and says what not to miss. Well, obviously you got to see the Acropolis and things, but you know what? You can just spend like 2, maybe 3 days in Athens and then get out and see like I really like we make a hub in Sparty and then we go from there because there's a lot of good little day trips from there where you can go and see like Manavasia and Napoli and Marathon. Like there's just a ton that you can get to Corinth. So you can do a lot that way if you stay on the mainland. So I don't know. That's my answer.
Yeah. So Great Americano Airlines. We have not been to Beaufort, North Carolina, but we've been to Beaufort, South Carolina. That
Lots.
counts. So Eli Wallace. So Eli is a 14-year-old who was asked about studying abroad on a couple of our videos. His parents said no, but they said he could go to Germany for a couple of weeks. He got his grades up. So Eli, get on that grades because you want to go. It'll be fun. And the thing is, you have college in front of you and stuff like that. So there's other programs you go through college as well.
You don't have to do it right now.
You don't have to do it right now. There'll be other opportunities. Don't worry, buddy. You're going to get there. And hey, and for a week, hey, your parents going to pay? I'd go for that for sure. Jim Freight, hey, 7-day itinerary for Seattle, Vancouver, flying into and out of Seattle in July. Spend more of your time in Seattle. I think Vancouver is way overrated. I was there this last summer, and Vancouver's cool, but Seattle's way cooler. And I would say 4 nights Seattle, 3 in Vancouver. So I would have you on that side. Let's see. Train or fly from London to Edinburgh. I would just fly up there, to be honest, because it's going to be really expensive for the train. But it's a beautiful train ride. If you're going to stop on the way up, like at York, well, then maybe take the train up. But there is those things. Francis in Michigan, pure Michigan. You guys got some beautiful land up there. 3 weeks in Italy in September. Any tips about tours from Naples to Amalfi Coast? Actually, I would probably stay on the Amalfi Coast, not stay in Naples.
Naples is a day.
Yeah, do a day trip from stay in Sorrento, then take a day trip to Naples, and then you can do a day trip to Herculaneum, Pompeii, out to the Isle of Capri, into the real Amalfi Coast.
Amalfi.
So there is that. Let's see. Sorry. So you have to understand, it's like all these comments are here, and they're just popping up. I'm trying to read one up here, then it disappears, and I try to find it again. So I do apologize, and a lot of people have said, you missed my question. I'm so sorry. They just go by so fast.
Nora asked about the Eiffel Tower and claustrophobia. Okay, so the reason it's claustrophobic is because there's like a gazillion people down below it. You're like, it gives me anxiety, and I don't even have claustrophobia.
Yeah. So Henry, well, thank you. Time for a kiss. Time for a guess. Top 3 places where you've seen the most trees in the forest, in the woods, and an IKEA store. that would be the most. That would be the most I've seen. But I would say Sweden, Finland, and
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah, definitely there. Henry Martinez, my friend. Sorry it's taken us a while to get to there. Mark and Jocelyn, have you guys heard of Chris and Sia's group trips to Guatemala and Ecuador in May and July? Would you guys go if you had time? Thoughts? I have heard of I have seen their thing on that. We've been to Guatemala and Ecuador, so we're doing those things. They're nice people. I really like them. Like Sarah's videos when she gives travel advice, I think she does a really nice job with those. But
Sarah.
Or Chris, sorry, it's because Kristen Sarah is her thing.
Oh.
This Kristen here, it's Kristen Sarah.
Oh. Okay.
But probably wouldn't go because we are always going our own places. And that's one of the things that's tough is we'll see things like this. It'll be cool to do, but we have all our stuff planned out so far in advance. I mean,
it's hard to squeeze something else
in.
in.
We had, there was a really nice lady who invited me to invited us to go to Pakistan. They're going to pay and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry, we're booked pretty much for the rest of the year in different destinations. So I feel really bad because it'd be really cool. But yeah, so.
And how nice would it be to have a local,
Yeah,
it's a huge thing to us.
Yeah. Okay, so Alexander Porg Hilton, you're always here. Tips for the Anne Frank house for an 11-year-old who understands the Holocaust. Book your tickets beforehand.
First.
Otherwise, you're not going to get in. I'll tell you right now. So just make sure you do that. Otherwise, I think they'll do fine. If they understand the Holocaust and stuff, they'll really understand. I would watch the movie before as well, or have them read the book, then watch the movie that talks about it. Which will be really helpful. Alfred, we have not been to Vietnam yet, but we will be there. And I do want to get to Calgary. I can't wait. I'm hopefully going to be speaking there next year at something. So cross our fingers, I'll be up there. Which one did you go? So Trisha asks, Bogota, Medellin, Coffee Zone, thanks. Bogota, probably. I would go to first. Oh, they're jumping around again. Sorry. Any tips to find where to plane spot? I mean, by an airport, I guess, but I actually what I find out, if you're the Caribbean actually produce some pretty good ones because since usually the airports are right near the beach, so you can be at the beach and see the planes coming in.
Yep.
So that's kind of neat. So
yes, we've been to
Providence, Rhode Island. Yeah, good place. Providence has got some really good. Right outside, there's a bunch of good Portuguese restaurants. Sean Rada, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate it. So my honeymoon trip to Europe is in July. We have 3 full days in each city. How do you balance planning and having freedom to explore the culture? You want to talk about that, or you want me to talk about it?
Go ahead. I'll add to it.
Okay, so if you have 3 days in each location, think of it this way. Before you go, know the 3 things you want to see. Okay, so if it's Paris, I want to go to the Louvre, I want to go to the Musée d'Orsay, and I want to go to the Eiffel Tower. Okay, well, Musée d'Orsay and Louvre are kind of closer.
Really close by.
Yeah, so you can do those like morning and afternoon.
First.
Yeah, and you can get, you can't get everything in, but you can get enough stuff in. So you have like 1 day is our museum day where we get a lot of stuff. The next day, I have it where it's one site, and then I have the afternoon free. And then the third day is like, hey, you know what? We can stay in because it's our honeymoon, or we can explore some new stuff that we saw that we liked on the way. I would not overdo it because what happens, you get burned out. I see a lot of people that do their European honeymoons, and it's not really a honeymoon. It's more like a trip like we do where we go to see a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so
you want to relax. So
yeah,
don't try to do too much. And for instance, in Paris, I would get a baguette and cheese and a bottle of wine and go sit in a garden or one of the parks or something behind the Eiffel Tower in that mall area. And just enjoy the atmosphere and being there with your new spouse.
Because think about all the stress you're gonna have with the wedding and all those kind of things. You need to detox.
So soak up some good stuff, but have yourself some quiet time too.
So John Anders, I'm going to England in a few months. What are the top 3 stops? York, Bath, London. Those are my 3 favorites right there. To make it a quick one out there. Hey, my friend in Navan, County Meath, Ireland. Good to see you up here. Yes, Michigan has lots of trees, Francis. You are so right. Oh, Daniel Feldman. Thank you very much for the super chat. I've never been to South America before. How many countries should I fit into a 2-week itinerary? Which countries do you recommend? Well, I would do probably Peru, number 1, because you can get into Cusco, Machu Picchu, Lima, Sacred Valley. You can see those things. So
do that in 4 or
5 days. If you're doing it fast, I mean, you're doing it fast. And you got altitude, so be careful. There's that. You can go up to Ecuador from there. That's pretty easy. But the thing is, from Lima, you got flights all over South America. So you could do Argentina. You could do other places.
Argentina and Uruguay together because you can go to Colonia and then
from Buenos Aires.
And
Montevideo.
Montevideo, relatively easily.
From Buenos Aires, so you could do that, no problem. But I would say Peru first, because there's a lot of good stuff there.
Peru first. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue Sovanong. I appreciate the super chat. We appreciate the super chat. That is awesome of you. Hey, by the way, have you noticed these little T-shirts going by? So tomorrow is the last day. You can get our shirts. So look, this one. See that guy there? Who looks better? Me? Him? Me? Him? We have you, of course. We have the quarters, the black quarters that you see me in all the videos with. We have that one. There's an Italy theme one here that we thought would be kind of cool because we have so many people that see us in Italy and say hi. Our fans voted for was the Britain one that's going by now. And then there's a special one for our 500,000 subscribers, which is the traditional Wolters World shirt like this, but on the back it says subscriber 500,000. So if you want to grab them, the sale ends tomorrow because what we do is we just do a bulk buy and then we ship them out so that we can keep the prices down. That's why we do it. That's why you won't have stuff all the time because if you do that, it's much more expensive. So we do those things. So there is that. Caleb Wilkerson, hey buddy, good to see you up on here. Thank you for the super chat. Have you traveled much in the Middle East, Dubai, Doha, Qatar, for example, both very beautiful places. I had a great time on my deployments there. So Yes. Well, one, thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Yes, we are looking at getting to Dubai and around there early next year. Right now is the rough estimate when we're going to get there. It's in the planning stages. So we will be getting there. If you have any tips or anything, please send us a message on our Facebook page so we can get some more insider tips so we can have a better time and get more information from there. And if you know we're going anywhere, send us some information. We always like to hear from other travelers about other places that we're going to so we can help people. So
Alexandria, sleep well and good luck tomorrow.
Where's she going?
She has a big production meeting for BBC.
Well, good luck.
BBC.
We love BBC. Yeah. We watch them quite often, so thank you very much. Love the Doctor Who. Love all the stuff there. So good luck. Keep my fingers crossed for you. And it is 1:30 in the morning, so you need that rest, okay? So good luck.
Sleep.
Good luck, Alexandra. Thanks for watching for a little while.
Runar Anderson asks, how do you find good restaurants in which to eat? And
follow the locals.
Yeah, we don't use Tripadvisor at all. We for food. We just kind of follow the locals. We get away like at least 3 blocks away from any major site, and then listen for the local language.
Yeah. Also, we have a video on how to eat cheap and well when you travel. Mm-hmm. Just check that out. Just put YouTube eat cheap and well Wolters World. It'll pop up on YouTube. But with that's one of the big questions we do get. How do we find places? TripAdvisor can be easily scammed. Like we need to make that video. How TripAdvisor reviews can be so easily scammed of like change places, make them look good or bad. So that's one thing you want to watch out for. And then that's why, like, if you're in the U.S., I find Yelp does an okay job.
Yeah, Yelp is it's pretty reliable.
Yeah. So Olga, yes, we're going to Israel and Jordan, so we'll be going there later this year. Let's see.
Dion Matthews.
Dion Matthews, thank you very much for the super chat.
Walter's family going back to Berlin in September, then going to Munich for Oktoberfest. Would you recommend flying, or is the train where I'd take the train?
It's about a 6-hour train ride.
I'd take the train.
You can take the train or fly, doesn't really matter, but the flights will be probably booked up by then. The trains maybe too, so I'd get the reservation for your seat.
Yeah, either way, get the reservation first. If you go on the train, get the seat reservation. But I would book whichever one you decide to do, book well in advance. But personally, I love the German countryside. I could go anywhere on a train in Germany and be happy. They're always right on time and easy, So
Sue wrote, and she had the super chat earlier, but she had her question here. Sorry. So what to do in Heidelberg, Germany in 3 days? If you got 3 days, that's a lot of time in Heidelberg. Yeah, the castle, but it's a fun town. It's a cute town.
Sweet.
You have up on the hills the castle. Obviously, you want to go there, but it's more of a ruined castle, like the ruins of a castle. So you got to walk around there. You got the streets, the old town streets there. It's that old Germany feel. Like that's one of the towns I tell people to go to. They're in Frankfurt. If you want to feel like old Germany, go to Heidelberg. That's a nice one there. You can actually get to some of the, you could do a day trip to some of the vineyards a little bit north of there. So that could be something to do as well. So I hope that can help a little bit for those.
Pedro Portillo asks, he says he speaks decent enough Italian to communicate. Should I be scared if I make mistakes?
Hell no, man. They're like, you're trying? You almost said one word?
So happy.
Oh,
you will ingratiate yourself like nobody's. They'll take you into their homes.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Yep, no worries there.
So Chicken Crest Travels heading to Puerto Rico in 10 days. Very excited. You should be. Jocelyn loved her trip there.
I had a great time there.
So Jorge Calvin Martinez, hi. Which is the best one-day tour from Amsterdam? I would just go down to Haarlem. It's about 20 minutes, and it's a beautiful town. Some nice museums to go through. The church is really cool. I just head out there. And actually, if you want to save money, maybe stay in Haarlem and then take the train into Amsterdam since it's only 20 minutes. That'd be something to kind of think about. Let's see. You want to answer it up?
Yeah, I was looking at Jim Freed. Best Asian city for solo travel: Tokyo, Hong Kong, Bangkok, or Kuala Lumpur.
The cheapest one is Bangkok, then Kuala Lumpur.
Then Hong Kong, and then Tokyo.
Yeah, but Hong Kong and Tokyo, neither of them can be used the word cheap. They're both super expensive. Right? In terms of coolness factors, I think
Tokyo is pretty
Tokyo
amazing.
is awesome. Bangkok's cool. Hong Kong and Kuala Lumpur. But, I mean, you can't go wrong.
Cool
yeah, you'll be fine with any of them, Jim. Don't even worry about that. So, we got another super chat down here. Henry Martinez, will you guys explore the San Francisco Bay Area this year? I'm sorry, Henry. I don't think we're going to get there this time. Sorry, buddy.
I know. We'll get there someday, and I promise we'll let you know we're coming.
Yes. Jose Pereira, the world's biggest Benfica fan, writes, any tips or advice for anyone whoever has their flights canceled? What checklists or actions should people do or consider, like with the recent issues with Boeing? Okay, so if your flight is canceled, the airline has to rebook you on the next available flight. So, one thing I would recommend, don't get in the line. I mean, get in the line that for the changing ticket stuff, but it's going to be a huge line. Get on your phone and call the call center, because the call center will do the exact same thing that the people up at that desk will do. And think about it. There's 300 people in front of you in line. Well, there's 300 people that could take your flight. So if you go online, you get it all taken care of before you even get to the front desk. It was taken care of. I mean, there's been times we actually did it on the phone, actually left the airport because
we could get out of there.
yeah, because we could get out of there, so we have to worry about it. Other times we've waited and we missed out. So definitely do that. Another thing,
if you have like a status with an airline, don't forget that you can go to, like, we have status with Delta, so we can go to the Sky Priority stuff, and they have that at the help desks too. So if you have that, don't forget that you can use that to your advantage.
yeah. So I hope that helps, Jose. So Tanner Wilson, have you ever heard of Flixbus, which is growing in Europe? Is it worth taking? So Flixbus is like Eurobus. I mean, it's another bus line that goes around. It's very cheap to get around. For short distances, it's fine. I just don't like buses for long distances because my back starts killing me. But for a lot of people,
old.
yeah, we're old. But I know my students have taken it before. They said it was fine. So we have that.
Do you normally book your trips as round trip or individually book each flight?
We book round trip. And what we'll do is a lot of times we'll do multi-city tickets. So we know I know I'm going to be flying to Vienna and I want to come home from Paris. So I'll just buy my ticket, Chicago, Vienna, and then coming back, Paris, Chicago. So something like that.
Vacant alleyways.
Vacant alleyways. Don't go down vacant alleyways. Like, have you never seen any horror movie heavy or any, like, you don't go down there. Sorry.
My friend and I are chasing the Northern Lights. Where do you recommend the best country to see? So Iceland is great.
Norway.
Norway and Lapland in Finland. Alaska too. But I think that when you get really high up in Alaska, it gets a little dicey as to travel. But I feel like Lapland's pretty easy to get. It's a little less mountainous, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's not. It doesn't have as much. There's not as much topography to enjoy in northern Finland as there is in northern Norway, because of the coastlines. So I'm still a chicken. We will come back to Britain. Don't worry, we'll be back there. Nicholas asked, "What's your opinion of New York City?" I love New York City. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great place to go, and everyone should go visit. We have plenty of videos: shocks, don'ts, loves, hates, hotel stuff, all kinds of stuff on New York. So don't worry about that. We got plenty of stuff to help you out there. Let's see. Oh, it just jumped down again. Ciao bello, Stoneface 222. Thanks everybody. Alexander, good evening to you guys as well.
What Stop moving.
I'm not moving it. It doesn't itself.
Charlie Baker, what destination would you recommend for two 20-year-old brothers who enjoy the outdoors? I've been to Iceland. Thanks.
Costa Rica.
Awesome. Costa Rica. Peru. I mean,
Ecuador.
if you Ecuador.
You guys, you go to some place there, like do like whitewater rafting.
No,
and stuff.
whitewater tubing.
Tubing, that's right, tubing.
Inner tubes from a tire.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool, Minda. There's a lot of cool places to do stuff like that. I would say if you want to do more adventure kind of stuff, South America is better for adventure than Europe. I mean, Europe's good adventure stuff, like in Switzerland, which is really expensive. Like our kids, it sounds silly. Our kids love doing the outdoor stuff, but that's like. I know if I go back to 20-year-old me, I did a lot of traveling in South America and I loved it. And now I look back, hiking a trail. I mean, there's a lot. That would be a good one. That's right there. That's a good bonding experience as well. Yeah. That is a real that's one thing we talked about with our kids. One day we want them, they're older, we want them to go hiking a trail by themselves, or the two of them, and we'll wait for them. Together. So Olga Shenfield, how did you deal with don't go outside days in China? So for those of you who don't know, the pollution in China can be so bad that you're not supposed to go outside.
Honey, that was the hardest thing about being there, because Mark was teaching and I had the kids by myself, and Liam was 2 and Caleb was 7. We stayed in a lot, but the other thing we did on some of those days, we had really good masks with like a respirator thing on them. So invest in a good mask, do some research. I wish I could tell you the name of them, but we went to the Black Bamboo Forest on some days when it wasn't like the worst day, but they were bad days. Because once you got in there was so much greenery and stuff, it felt like it was sort of filtering out a lot of that stuff. Actually, it was clearer. The air was physically, I could see better.
Yeah.
So you might want to
Some
find
days it's
something like
not
that,
good.
or just get the heck out, get on the train and go somewhere else for a couple of days.
And what you don't realize is in China, you can get really nice hotels for really good prices, but
Really
they
good
put really
prices.
huge deposits on your credit card to hold for a little while. So be careful with that. So there's a few ones I want to go through here real quick. So Ryan Fay writes, how do you balance revisiting places you love with discovering new places? It's getting
So hard.
it's getting tougher now because I'm like, I just want to go back and see my friends. Like I want to go back to Barcelona to see
It's our
Magnus.
people.
We're going back to Vicenza this summer again to see Fernando, Elena, Ozzy, and all of our buddies in there. But I'm like, no, we have to make a choice. So we're going to go to Rwanda and Tanzania. And then what's helps is sometimes to force us to do new places is we want the boys to see more cultures. And so we're like, force us, no, we're going to go more places because we got to show boys more stuff.
So sometimes it's kind of cool that we can get to like an airport, spend a little time there, like 1 or 2 days in Paris, and then, fly out from there to somewhere else. So that's helpful.
So Sean Rader writes, hey guy, my wife wanted to know if you had some walking shoe recommendations for Europe. Thank you very much for the super chat. And Jocelyn, I will let her do the talking.
So I made a video on this, and people...
They were fine.
They're mean to me.
Well, yeah, welcome to the internet. They still got like 90% like ratio, so you're fine.
Okay, so here's my recommendation is I really like to have kind of a hard sole. I when you're wearing big squishy like American trainers that are like running shoes and stuff, I just find those things to be wobbly because they're so thick, and so I don't find them to be great. I like something a little thinner but sturdy. If you're there in the summer, Birkenstocks are like the perfect thing to wear because they really cushion everything, but they don't have such a thick sole. That would be my thing for the summer. In the winter, I get leather boots because they kind of meld to your foot and they hug it, like little booties or something like that. Those are my things.
So Nick and Karina's Adventure in Life writes, could you please do an episode on travel for bigger people? You're the only normal-sized guy who has a travel show. Thank you. Actually, I've been putting stuff together. I might film that. I wanted to do it in Europe because that's where a lot of our travels are. But I won't be in Europe for a little while until the summer. So I might do one in Turks and Caicos so I can get that out before the summer so people can have that before the summer trip. You need it before that. So we will have some stuff there. So we will do that. Jose. Sorry. Jose wants to say for the record, he does not support Benfica. He loves Benfica. That's right. Sorry, Jose. So there's some other ones on here too. Someone asked about Albania. We're looking to go to Albania summer 2020. Getting on the whole down the southeast region of Europe, so we'll have that. Yes, we are husband and wife. I'm the husband, she's the wife, or you're the wife, I'm the husband, however you like. Bronx at Central Park Zoo. I think you're fine with either one, Pyro. There's that. Sam FW, good to see you, man. Advice for London with my mom. I'm 15. I would say you can do all the normal sites with your mom. You'll be fine. There's no naughty things. Your mom will be like, oh, my baby can't see that. You'll be fine. You guys have a good time. We have plenty of videos to help you out too. So, and I know you've seen them, Sam, because you've commented a lot. So you'll be okay. Let's see. Moving on. Oh, so Adam Kula, hey guys, thanks for doing Kansas City. Eat lots of barbecue. I just put out a video on what to eat in Kansas City, but I'll have a bunch more coming out. Don'ts and shocks and stuff like that. They are coming. Jocelyn.
Ronnie26, first of all, thank you for your service. And you are going through a civil airport rather than military. So it's not as organized. Because
give yourself more time.
Just give yourself at least 2 hours, especially if you're from the UK. If you're going through like Heathrow or something, you really definitely need minimum of 2 hours. Give yourself 2.5. But try not to lose your patience, and you'll pack light, so you don't have to worry about that because our military, all military people know how to pack well, so that'll help you a lot. Just keep your patience.
So trip don't fall, decade anniversary, Scotland, Northern Lights, or Cuba? I would go.
Time of the year.
Time of the year. I'd probably go Scotland because if you want to relax and kind of thing, because Cuba's cool. But like you got to work on that,
and it's also like a lot of resorty stuff for most people. So I mean, if that's all you want to do is chill out, then that might be the thing to do.
So time for a kiss. Thank you very much for the super chat. Top 3 things Europeans want to talk to Americans about. Do Europeans treat Americans differently than other people? some people think they treat Americans differently. I think people treat people as people. So if you're good people and you're friendly to people, they'll be friendly and good back to you.
Be respectful, kind, courteous.
Yeah,
Use your manners.
I've had people that have loved every president, and I've had people that have hated every president. They've wanted to talk politics, and everyone to talk politics. It doesn't matter what anything is. Like people will always go that way. But
They
I
always
found
want to ask.
yeah, they
No
always want to
matter
ask.
what.
Yeah, they always want to ask about politics
We
and
don't
stuff like
discuss
that.
it.
But we don't
We
discuss
don't
it.
even discuss it with one another.
Yeah, so there's that, and then we have, a lot of times people talk about sports and then food. And what I've actually find is like if you ask people about their culture, showing that you want to know, that really ingratiates you with them, and then it's a lot easier to find out about their culture. Like, look, you're from there. Tell me what I need to know. Like, what do people not think? Because a lot of times, actually, the number one thing people want to talk about, they want to know is they want to know what tourists think about their country and their city. That's why you look on our videos. Most of the people that like the vast majority of people that have watched any of the videos are from that country that video is from, because they just want to know. I want to know what tourists thought about us, because there's strikers like, hey, advice for restaurants in Ljubljana. Like, well, I mean, we're going to Slovenia later this year, and they're like, what do you think about? Why did you come to Slovenia? Why are you here? I mean, that's actually the biggest question they have. David Konachek, hey, from Champaign,
Go to
Illinois.
bed, child. You got school tomorrow.
That's right, David. School starts back up. We'll hopefully be back in Portugal later this year. Let's see. Courtier, OP80, good to see you again. Is there any way to get around internet restrictions in China? That's something we're looking at. Yeah, get a VPN, virtual private network. You can get around it for a little while. They'll cut you off, but then just go back on. So you can get around it. The Geo Scholar, thank you very much. That one just popped up. Geo Scholar, when in KC Metro, go to the Coffin Stadium and see a Royals game, then do Kansas City, Kansas, see Sporting Kansas City soccer game. I will be honest, the people in Kansas City love their local sports teams. Like when the Royals are starting the season, they dye the fountains blue, and there's tons of fountains in Kansas City, by the way. And then when the Chiefs are playing, they dye it red. So there is a lot of really cool stuff up there. Benjamin Brammer, thank you for supporting your favorite travel channel. We really appreciate that. It's so awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sean Riddle, thank you for that. Today is Greek Independence Day, and I appreciate that.
Yes. Tanner, we are interested in Thailand. We are looking to put something together with that. Okay, so Olga Shenfield writes, can you talk about the EU visa thing in 2021? First off, we don't know if it's really going to happen because it will. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. When you put any restrictions on anything for people, that a lot of people don't want to go there anymore because it's just one more hurdle. Why do I want to deal with a hurdle? But the thing is, it's not so much a visa program. It's kind of like how the U.S. has this ESTA program. So if you're coming to the U.S. from Europe, you have to go online and say, look, I'm coming, and here's a copy of my passport. And then they give you like an okay on your passport for like 5 years or something like that. It's just the exact same thing Europe would do. The Schengen countries would do back to the U.S. For that. I don't know if it's going to, the European Parliament, who knows, if it'll actually go through because the impact it'll have on tourism. Because though Europeans travel most in Europe, U.S. tourists do spend more money per person when they go. So, I mean, sadly, the almighty money changes things. Like Brazil now is going to ditch their entire visa program because they wanted more U.S. tourists coming there. So there's that.
Alexander had to leave and didn't hear our answer to. No, they left earlier and didn't hear our answer in the Anne Frank house. Our advice is book your tickets. Book your tickets like right this minute because it's really hard to get in. So, but you know what? You just be open, honest, and have a good, frank conversation with your child. If they understand it, it'll be all right. There might be times when you're kind of like, okay, let's.
Well, it's not. The thing is, there's nothing graphic in it.
It's not.
It's not like.
But at the end, there were some things that were kind of at the very end that were like big questions for an 11-year-old. So just be prepared. But you'll be fine. As long as you're frank with your kids, it'll be fine.
So, Geo Scholar, I'm glad the Texas video is still a hit. I'm still glad you're still commenting on it. That was a fun video. We had a good time in Texas this year.
Texas was fun.
That's a really good place.
Was that this year?
Yeah, it was 2018. So, Sean Riddle, what made you want to do these live chats all of a sudden? Sean, we've been doing the live chats. At least we've tried to do one sporadically. But since, like we talked about this in another live chat, is since a lot of people are getting ready for their summer travel, and we see a lot of people are having a lot more questions, March, April, May, because they want to know where they're going to go. We decided we were trying to do like one a week or one every other week through probably to the middle of April or middle of May, probably. We're going to do that to get more questions out there because obviously you see all those questions going by. We can't get them all answered. So the more of these we can do, the more questions we can answer and help people. So that's why we're doing it. So there are those.
Martin asks, best entertainment for young kids on a long flight, 4 and a 1.5-year-old. So your 1.5-year-old, I'm telling you, that's the worst time. That's it. We're being honest. It's the worst time because they want to run, they want to play. If they are into videos, do that. And I have a video on packing a kid's like backpack carry-on. And what I do is take one old standby toy that you know that they love and take something new.
Stuff.
Go to the dollar aisle, go to the dollar store, get a couple little new things that they can mess with. Get some over-the-ear headphones, cheap ones.
Yeah, and do not get the kids ones.
Because they have volume control and the volume on the planes is already really low. But
it's high, just all the sound that's there.
Right. Anyway, I get the ones for $5 at Target because they're soft and squishy and they're $5, so don't worry about them losing them. But our kids really just like to watch movies. Mm-hmm. So that's their thing.
But I would say is if there's a game they like on your phone, make sure you have a backup battery for your phone.
Right.
That'd be one thing I'd say. So Pink Disney Wishes, we're just going to do something local. We're heading 4 hours away to New Orleans. I know what there is to do there. I have a Don'ts. Yeah, you eat. There, the zoo is awesome. The Aquarium of the Americas is awesome. Cemetery tours, ghost tours. There's tons of great stuff that's not even have to do with partying on Bourbon Street. The city is awesome. Okay, we'll have plenty of stuff. There's plenty of stuff we already have out there to help you out. So
somebody asked about travel insurances, like.
Always get it. Always get it.
But I think they wanted to know like where or how.
When you buy your plane ticket, they'll offer to sell it to you. Just get it then. Otherwise, like AXA or Allianz has it, so where you can buy that afterwards. There's like the Travel Nomads. There's a few other places that have it. I know for my work, they get extra insurance too because if you're over if you're on Medicare will not pay for anything when you're abroad. So you got to get your own insurance anyway. And usually what happens with these insurance programs is you still have to pay out of pocket and they just pay you back later. Luckily outside the US, medical care is a lot less expensive. So that's helpful. So time for a kiss.
Y'all do that just so we kiss.
That's right. It's actually a bot I set up. It's the only time I get any love. See? So time for a kiss. Top 3 places where you've done wine tasting. Mendoza, Argentina was really cool wine tasting.
I didn't do that with
you. You weren't there. Well, I was there by myself. So that's where I learned to love wine. In the Mosel Valley in Germany. I liked Mosel better than the Rhine Valley for wine tasting and wine in general. That was really cool because it's like wine tasting with a castle. I like that. You have any places with wine tastings?
Italy.
Yeah.
We were in northern Italy and I just enjoyed that. Where else? We haven't really done a specific tasting in France, but I could drink wine in France all day and educate myself like that. So, yeah, that was it. There was something right above that I wanted to answer. And Tanat if you're in Uruguay, right above that one. Can you go up just a second? It was about packing for 10 days for a 16-year-old, Madrid, Barcelona, and Rome. Leaving early April. So my best packing advice is 3 or 4 pairs of bottoms, like 3 to 4, and you can have some pants, a couple of skirts, something like that. 16-year-olds can still wear shorts. Older women, they kind of just don't in Europe so much, but not Daisy Dukes. And then, tops that all kind of match all the different bottoms. So make it light so you don't have to deal with a whole lot of stuff. And, if you run out of shampoo or whatever, you can always buy it there. It's kind of fun to come home with shampoo and things like that. So.
Yeah, it's an experience to go to the store and do those things.
I love doing those things.
So Brandon asks, do you plan on doing Eastern Canada? We actually have some videos in Eastern Canada already, so if you check them out. They're kind of older, but they're there.
We did it.
So Seven Saney, thank you very much for the super chat.
You.
Appreciate it. So it says, do you travel to work? Would you live in the EU? We used to live in the EU, and that's where a lot of like when we first started making videos, that's where a lot of stuff was filmed because that's where we were living. Now we travel because of the website and the videos. We just love traveling and helping people, so that's where it comes from. Yes, we'd live in the EU again. Maybe we will one day. So there's always that possibility in the future. But thank you for the super chat. That was super awesome of you. F Cisco, where'd you go? Wait, okay. F Cisco 1, I really love Bruges, Belgium. It's so underrated. Do you believe the holy blood is really Jesus' blood? Actually, I was there when you got to kiss the vial, and when I went down to kiss it, it was like shocked me. And I was like, whoa! And it was just like crazy.
You've never told me that story.
Yeah. I got all kinds of crazy stories you don't know about, girl. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was really kind of a cool experience to go to, so that was kind of a nice thing. So if you get a chance, I would go do it. So Geoscal, go to Texas again and check out their wines. Actually, we're looking to go next year to Dallas, or later this year to Dallas, so hopefully we'll be there. Jay Sanchez, most kid-friendly cities in Europe. I'll say this, if you're in southern part of Italy, they're really kid-friendly because they love your kids.
They love children.
Not because of the stroller access, that still sucks, but the people will take care of your kids for you. Northern Europe has great stroller access and safe and stuff,
not
the most
excited about
kids-friendly.
your children. Generally speaking, Southern Europe is really welcoming to kids. They just are.
Yeah.
And then somebody says worst city for kids. I'm gonna tell you something. I had the worst experience in Switzerland with Caleb. I mean, this woman followed us around a museum, and she was huffy about selling me a ticket for my child, and really angry. And he really wanted to see the Picasso Museum, so I took him around, and we did it. And she was like, when we left, it was all but kicking us out the door.
Yeah, that was not a good experience.
Not welcoming.
So time for a kiss. Top 3 wine grapes. Tannat from Uruguay was really nice, but that's actually a wine grape from the southwest of France.
It is?
It's originally from southwest of France, but does a really good job in Uruguay.
Mm.
But I know top 3 wine companies. Honestly, if you're looking for good wine, good price, good quality, you can't beat Portuguese wine because they've kept their prices down low because of the Portuguese market, but they make fantastic wine. So that's kind of my go-to answer for that one. So Henry Martinez, hey, back again. Thank you, buddy. What do you guys think you'll explore Western Mexico? If it was up to Liam, we'd go tomorrow.
He would never come back from Mexico. He loves it so much. Yeah,
but I'm not sure when we'll get over there, but we do need to get over there. My dad worked there a lot when I was a kid, so I want to get down there and see all of his old buddies and stuff. Joe Hong Kim, thank you very much for the super chat. Enjoying watching your show. Currently traveling to South America. I'm jealous. I'd love to be back down in South America, by the way. My hometown is in LA, California. I'll be in LA later this year for VidCon, and hopefully I get to film some videos in LA and meet some people who are out there, so it should be a fun time.
Enjoy, and thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you, man. And have a great time in South America. I am jealous because I love being down there. I love living down there. It was awesome. Let's see.
A good day trip from Rome other than Florence?
I'll let you answer. I think you could get Naples is a couple hours.
You could get down to Herculaneum.
But you could get down to see one of those. If you start early in the morning on the first train, you go down, you could do it to get down there to see like Pompeii or Herculaneum.
You're going to be tired.
You're going to be tired, but it is doable. It just depends how far you want to go. I mean, you can go like 2.5 hours up, 3, and you get to Bologna or something like that. Because that's the thing is when you have the fast trains kind of stuff, a lot of day trips can be a lot farther than you expect. So definitely check out like trainitalia.it will help you out with that. So Seven Zany's back. I'm thinking of living in Berlin. How easy is it to become an EU citizen? Would you recommend Germany or France? My boyfriend asked why you live in the EU. I did my master's in Germany and I did my PhD in Portugal. So I was going to school there. And she married him, so she came to there. I actually lived in Berlin for 2.5 years. It is a great city to live in. But the thing is, like, there, a lot of the jobs are like contract jobs, so it's not like a set job. And if you want to get EU citizenship, you got to live there for a certain amount of time, like 7 years, something like that. They have certain rules for it, so it depends on the country you're going to go to, what rules they have. Also, it depends where you're from, and it depends what your heritage is, so it can be a little more complicated. But it is doable. I didn't get my German citizenship, and I didn't stay long enough in Portugal that one either. So
no, you were long enough in Portugal.
No, I needed one more year. I needed one more year. We just got banned from YouTube. Thanks, Jocelyn. Anyway, it's been nice knowing y'all. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll translate to shucky darns. I'll have to turn off this one so it doesn't go on there. Anyway, do young kids do better flying or riding the train around Europe? I think kids do better with the train because they can get up and go around and watch the stuff go by, and there's a little more space for them. Because a lot of times flying in Europe means the tight little tiny planes, and like not tiny planes, but they're just trying to get as many people as they can. I mean, it's just a flying bus, so it's not really comfortable. And some of them it's like first come first serve, so sometimes you might not get a seat by your kids if you're not there early enough. People say, "Well, you can't not let me sit by my kids." Oh, well, yes, they can, and they will. So just have a heads up for that. Darian Glaraver, my buddy, Spaghetti Ice all the way. He's the biggest Spaghetti Ice fan ever. The guy loves Germany. He's a good guy. Good to see you, buddy. And you're welcome, Seven Zany. I'm glad we could help. Let's see. Do I recommend Portofino? Yes, I do. It's a nice place to been. Sam, you can always send me some advice on Israel. I'd always appreciate that. Cool. Phantom of Darkness. You're going to Manchester, but there are a few times. Okay, Robo Channel. Rothenburg. Is it worth going to? So Robo Channel, yes, it is worth going to. It is the most like touristy looking place in Germany. But the thing is because it was so touristy, and the general that could have blown it up, or the military guy that could have blown it up, was like, man, I remember this when I was a kid. This place is too great. We're not going to destroy it. So it's not like fake, like old world stuff. It's legit old world stuff, like old Germany. So definitely check it out. It is really awesome. William, hi there. Good to see you. Thanks for all the great videos. What are some recommendations for Costa Rica that is not too touristy? I would say if like Jaco's touristy, and if you go up to by Liberia up in the north, all that upstairs, a lot of retirement of U.S. people, so that's not tourist. That's super touristy, but you can find like there's still places like by Arenal and stuff. You can still get some like legit people there. In Manuel Antonio, though, a lot of people go there. It still has some of that good vibes to it, and like Costa Rica and like Pura Vida stuff. So there are still some stuff there. Ellie Katz, do you hate Spirit Airlines? I've never flown with them, so I can't say. So there's that. Yes, Kathleen, I agree. Jocelyn is so pretty. Tell her all the time. Doesn't believe me. Let's see. Henry Martinez, Mark and Jocelyn, what are the chances of having a podcast about school and honest travel? Honestly, I would love to do a podcast. We've talked about it, but the thing is
he's kind of busy.
I have no time. Like I'm teaching 3 courses this semester and running the travel channel, and now we're starting a new channel, new YouTube channel called Professor Wolters, where it's basically for my students. They can learn marketing and business stuff, also advice for YouTubers and things like that. I've only gotten a few videos out so far, but that's the next thing I want to kind of develop. So if my work fires me, maybe I'll have time. But right now, I just don't have any time for it. But hopefully work doesn't fire me.
Things like that.
I know, I'm just saying. Hey, Darren, glad you got over 50 subscribers. That's awesome. Glad to hear, buddy. Okay, so there's one. Any recommendations for places in Scotland? Isle of Skye is gorgeous, but if you want to stay on it, you got to book way, way, way in advance. Otherwise, I mean, you can stay in Plockton. That you only have to book. Awesome, but you got to book that way, way in advance. Not as many ways, okay? But Inverness is awesome. Aberdeen is the Granite City, so it's kind of gray. So maybe not. Like it's okay. It's cool.
I love it. I think it's
and you can see my relatives' tomb there. It's really kind of cool to go there. Highlands is just such a magnificent beauty up there. I mean, there's so many great places to see. I think Shocks of Scotland is going to come out. Maybe it's either because all inclusives, Don't All Inclusives should be this Saturday. Then I think the Shocks of Scotland will be this Sunday. So you'll have some of that stuff coming out, or the next weekend. So it's coming out to give you some ideas.
Bill Green, thanks for smoothing that over for me. Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you, Bill Green. That's for Jocelyn keeping it real. What, smacking me? No. She beats me, Bill? Thanks.
Bless your heart. No, that's not why.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm like a sailor in real life, man. You should talk to my students. But here I know how YouTube is. And I know there's a lot of families that watch this, and that's one of the things. So when you get like the bad comments over here, I feel bad because I know there's people that watch this with their kids, and they want to learn about feeling better about traveling and stuff like that. So using naughty words, I try to be much better about that. But I feel bad when there's bad stuff on there. I try to get it off as soon as I can, but sometimes how they go by so fast, we can't catch them all. So sorry that sometimes the bad words come from us too.
Thank you, Jose.
So Jennifer Olson, can you put a link for your new YouTube channel? I can't put links in here. Oh, maybe I can. I'll try.
Can you just type it at the bottom?
Well, because I don't. It's not. It's I don't. I don't. I don't have a. Well, no, I don't have a like official name. Like you know how you get like we have YouTube.com/WoltersWorld. Well, this one they don't have that. So I'll look it up here and I'll see if I can copy and paste it on there.
Jose, thank you for saying that. Thank you for the super chat, but also thank you for saying that we're quite Portuguese. That is very flattering.
So
I cannot read all the things that are going by right now.
Because I'm trying to get that
Mark's
link up.
got it all squished down little.
Okay, so the second
thank you,
channel.
OG. Save for house or keep traveling the world.
So, what?
OG asks.
Oh, thank you for the super chat.
Save for a house or keep traveling the world. You know my answer.
Do both. Travel. Yeah, well, we have a house that we're paying off, and we travel.
Yeah, but that took us a lot longer than most people because we
True.
travel so much.
That did kind of put us back a decade. But, hey, so's life. There is that. I think it depends where you live, and sometimes renting is actually a better option than owning a house.
Man,
it depends where you are.
Somebody takes care of your stuff for you, like if...
you don't have to pay property tax. Holy crap. I love my property tax bill. Oh my God, I live in Illinois, like the worst property. Anyway, we don't talk, it's politics. I'm not going to talk about taxes.
Nope.
Anyway, so, Jose Pereira, you may not have your Portuguese citizenship. I don't have mine either, but you guys are more Portuguese than most of us. Screw that piece of paper. Obrigado, meu amigo. Somos juntos. Somos juntos, meu amigo. Muito bom.
Eli Katz, he was just joking about getting fired. Mark's an amazing professor, and that was just him being sarcastic.
So someone asked about getting the super chat, getting the link. I tried to put it in there, but when it shows up on here, I just lost my super chat. Yeah, if you click on that link, it'll pop up. Okay, that's in there. So now I'm repopping up my chart, my thing again. So more questions. There we go. Okay, so I just lost all the comments from before. Oh, there they are. All right, Eli Katz. I thought you didn't like all-inclusive resorts. I don't. Like, we went to one.
That's just not who we are.
It's not who we are. Like, the thing is I wanted to go. We needed to do one because I wanted to talk about the don'ts. I wanted to help people do it. If you we'll do it. If you don't want to do anything, they're great. If you don't have to think about anything, they're great for not thinking. That's the best part.
Absolutely.
But I'd like a little more control over my destiny.
Well, and we like to go see a lot of stuff. We don't. So when we were in, Toby at Holiday Services set us up in an all-inclusive for what were we there 3 nights? But in that, we used the facilities for breakfast, and we did go out to the pool once or twice. But generally speaking, for us, whether it's a resort or a hotel, it's just a place to put our heads at night and to shower in the morning. And then because we just want to see all of it. And it's restrictive for us. But for some people, we have really good friends, and that's their favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So,
and they can be great. I mean, that's the thing is we were at one. I'm like, if we have one more day here, I just would have sat around the pool, drank, and done nothing, and gone in the water. So it can be a really great thing. Let's see.
Do you see this from Marcus Pitchler?
You coming to Vienna this year? So I would get you into Schönbrunn for free. I'm actually teaching at the VU this summer at the Wirtschaftsuniversität Wien. So I will be there this summer, Marcus. Just so you know, I actually taught there before a few years ago. I was a student there. I was an exchange student there many, many, many years ago. So I'm a big fan of Vienna, and we'll actually be filming a lot of my video for that other channel. So if you scroll back up, if you can scroll back up, here I'll put it up again. For our second channel, that's the link I'm putting on here now. If you go there, I'll be filming a bunch of videos for that channel in Vienna this summer. And so there is that. And yes, Schönbrunn is, if you go to Vienna, Schönbrunn really Palace is the summer palace of the Holy Roman Emperors, and it is just amazing. They have 3 different tours. So if you want the long, everything in depth, they have that. They have a short one if you just want the in and out. And they got the middle one. That's what I usually do, which is just fantastic. So they have it's really put together well. So, buddy, you guys do a really good job there, just so you know.
A Little Bit Swedish asks if a 10-hour layover is long enough to get in and see a little bit of Paris. I think you could see something. But a whole lot.
Yes, I think you could do it.
You can go in. I mean,
but give yourself plenty of time on the way back. When you go into the city, you'll figure that out how long it kind of takes you. Judge by that. Check on Google Maps and stuff like that. How much of the time is where you want to go. You can maybe get in a couple sites or a couple things and head back in. I would say give yourself 2 hours in, 2 hours back. But remember, you got to go through security. So, if you got 10 hours, 5 hours of that, you might 4 hours of seeing stuff and then get back.
Yeah, because and think about traffic, like if it's going to be rush hour and things like that. Somebody asked, "Oh, when your kids get older, will you have them be foreign exchange students?" Yo, we already have it set up.
We already have it set up. Let me go into Vicenza, Italy. Staying with Nando and Elena. Well, at least Nando and Elena, our buddies in Vicenza, their daughter's going to come here. Sorry.
There's a good chance they'll be wherever Magnus and Lais
Oh yeah,
are
they could be in
at that
Barcelona.
point in time.
So.
If they're in Barca anymore. I mean, yes, but our kids will probably go on exchange with friends who are like family to us.
But there are some really great programs. Like I had Rotary.
Rotary's amazing.
I thought Rotary was a fantastic job, even though I got sent home. I still thought they did a great job. I went with them twice. AFS is another good program. Do your research on those things. What's great is social media now. You can really get to know the families before you go to make sure it works for you. Someone asked about Atlanta. We're going to be there in November. We got tickets to actually go. We're going to go to
Go Dogs!
We're going to a University of Georgia game when we're down there. We're going to check out Athens and Atlanta. So hopefully we'll have some videos for you into the year. So maybe a little Christmas gift for you.
Somebody asked about after Amsterdam going to London or Paris. I would go to Paris simply because it's a really easy train trip. Mm-hmm. And you know what? The two, in my mind, somehow correlate. I don't know what it is about the two cities, but they feel... Like it's the art maybe or something. But
and we also like Paris more than London too. So that's just how we are. Let's see. So Panos Athenian, my Greek friend. Hi, are 2 to 3 days enough to see the best of Copenhagen? Yeah, it is. It is. And the budget, you might only be able to afford 2 or 3 days. Because I remember the first time I went to Copenhagen, I went with my buddy, and we were both out like fresh out of college, like a year out of college. I was doing my master's. He had worked a year, and so he comes to visit. And we take the train from Berlin, and we go up to Copenhagen. Dave, and we were gonna stay like a few days there. Then after like a day and a half, like, dude, I can't afford to be here anymore. It's too expensive. So she got a train to come back down earlier because it was just too dang expensive.
JK 1776. Hey, what country did you think had the best cafe culture? You know what? For me, it's Greece.
They have the most energetic cafe culture for sure.
Unless you're in a village and it's just the old men with their worry beads.
Yeah,
but I could sit in a cafe in Greece for like days on end and be really happy.
Paris is cool for cafe kind of stuff. Just sitting outside kind of things. I know it's not a cafe, but I love the beer garden culture in Germany and Austria because you just kind of sit out and there are these beautiful outdoor settings and you're just like enjoying a beer and like playing cards and stuff. It's really, really nice thing.
Is that a cafe if it's beer?
I don't know. What, cafes sell beer? They might sell coffee at a beer garden. I don't know. I buy beer at a beer garden because I drink beer. So we're realistic here. We drink beer. So let's see. Pink Pearl Disney wishes. You feel bad. I'm 29. I've never traveled outside the country. Hey, that's all right. My parents.
I was 25 when I went for the first time.
My parents they did a cruise 9 months before I was born. That was their one trip out of the U.S. And the next one was like when I was like 18 or 19, so they were in their like 50s. Like they didn't really start traveling until in their 50s, and that's okay. Don't feel bad. You know, there's a chance you can go in the future. Go enjoy those. It's okay. It's never too late. Let's see. Tosh T, Professor Wolters, any progress in the video you were going to do on unique marketing strategies? I do have. Well, the ones I've filmed so far. I've got one on benchmarking. I've got one on grand overall strategies. I've got one on how YouTubers can make money without making money on YouTube. I've got some on mistakes that YouTubers, like established YouTubers, make. So I have those already filmed. But Tosh, I will work on the interesting strategies one just for you, buddy. All right, good to see you on here. It's always a pleasure to see you, Tosh.
Yeah, we've missed you. I feel like you haven't been around lately.
Well, he's commenting, but he gets...
I'm glad you're there. He likes to hang out in the background, too.
Yeah, but he's always commenting. He's always there.
She's a girl.
Okay, that's fine. So, Robert, no, I don't really worry about bed bugs in a hotel because if they're there, I'm screwed anyway.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. So, Dylan Weems. Sorry, you go ahead.
Well, right above that, Sam's asking about tips for flying by yourself at 15.
Well, you probably can go by yourself at 15.
Yeah, you don't have to. I think after 14, you don't have to be with a flight attendant anymore.
Don't let anybody bother you. Nobody giving shit. Sorry, see, I said it now too. See, you opened it. You opened the can. Now they're just flying out. Might as well just start saying all the bad words I've ever heard. Mita vitua. I'll just start throwing them out other languages. There you go.
I'm sorry. We are horrible human beings today.
Yeah. So Sam, you'll be fine. You probably fly by yourself at 15. If
Don't
not,
talk to strangers, but if you need help, look for
agents. They'll wear the name tag and stuff like that. They'll be more than glad to help you out.
Or a mom with kids. That's what I always tell my children. If you get lost or separated or need something, look for a mom with kids in the airport.
Yeah. So Dylan Weems. Wait, I know that name. Have you run before, Dylan? I think so. Love from Tennessee. Love to Tennessee from here. Fixing to study abroad in Lyon, France. Any advice? So Lyon is the second largest city in France. You have plenty of stuff to do.
Very busy.
But I'll tell you, don't bring any white clothes because there's a lot of red clay there to ruin your clothes. That's all I remember from there. I remember when I was there, I was like, I just ruined all my stuff because of the clay that was there, or the red dirt.
You know what? And take a lot of little day trips from there, and you'll be able to do it really easily because they have there's like a train hub there. So you'll be able to see all sorts of stuff.
Jamie, what Jamie said she had 3. Oh
my gosh, we missed a whole
bunch
we didn't
of stuff. Yeah, we missed a bunch.
Y'all.
Thank you, Jamie, for letting me know this. So, 1, Jamie Valleos, I will spend 10 days in China. Should I fly into Shanghai or Beijing? Top 3 cities. I would fly into Beijing and fly out of Shanghai.
I would agree with that.
And do it that way because you can take the train down from Beijing to Shanghai and do a multi-city ticket that way.
Top 3 cities, Beijing, Shanghai, and Xi'an. Those would be my picks.
And you can do the train to Xi'an and then train back doing that way. So it's doable. That's what I would do. If you don't want to do that, you want to do if you just want to do Beijing and Shanghai, you could do Tianjin for a day trip or something like that, or overnight trip from Beijing to come back. Also, there's a bunch of really cool villages outside of Shanghai there. So that would be one thing I would say from there. We have videos on the love and hates of Shanghai and what to see and do in Shanghai and Beijing that can give you some ideas to go see stuff that's around there that can help you out. So sorry I didn't see your super chat. They start flying by here because I missed Matthew Lindsay as well. Sorry, Matthew, I'm really apologizing here right now. But thank you for the $2 super chat. That's really helpful. Any money saving tips for a London trip? It's tough because that place is expensive. One thing I'll say is if it's a museum you have to pay, don't go to it. Matthew says, $50. There's too many free things. Go to the British Museum. That's free. The V&A Museum, the Natural History Museum, the Tate Modern Museum. Those are all free. You can do that. It's watching the change of the guard. That's free. Getting around is
Street
free.
Food, not sit-down restaurants.
Yeah, so there's things like that that can help you save some money. Right there. I mean, just not going to Madame Tussauds. I think it's the most overrated and overpriced museum out there. Right there, saving you $50. Okay, so that would be what I'd say. There's a bunch of stores that just sell sandwiches you can grab on the way. That's whenever we fly in to the UK, we go to the sandwich thing and grab some of the plastic, the plastic triangle sandwiches.
They're actually really good.
They're actually really good.
They're far better than the US.
Yeah.
2 weeks in Japan. Should we stay in Kyoto or Tokyo or others? So if you have 2 weeks, I'd do half in Kyoto and half in Tokyo, or split it up between 3 cities.
You get to Osaka. That'd be cool too. So those 3.
But you know what? The trains are so fast, and you can get, what is it, the J Pass?
Yeah.
For the trains.
J-Rail
Pass. So you can get to other places relatively quickly from both of those places.
So yeah, for some reason I now have 400 comments just popped up on my thing. So is Eurail worth it? No, it's not worth it anymore, especially if you're over 26. It's too expensive. You might as well use cheap airlines and regional tickets or local tickets when you're there. Unless you're going to be doing a lot of traveling around, you need a lot of overnight tickets to justify that price for those. Malta tips, eat the rabbit. It's awesome. Medina is my favorite city there. Valletta, the capital, is really cool to check out. There's some really nice stuff to see and do there. It's for a historic place. It's really popular. English is spoken everywhere because that's the language. And you have a good time when you're there. We have some videos on that can help you out. Liam asks, where's the best time to fly? When's the best time to fly? Whenever you can afford the tickets. I would say for the cheapest tickets from middle of September through November, and then from the middle of January through early March. Shoulder season. That's your best ones out there for that. Let's see. Henry Martinez. So did you guys ever explore the Amazon in Brazil? I did not explore it at the inside. I was there at where it comes out. I actually liked Pantanal, the swamps in the south, kind of south center west of Brazil. That's what I found more interesting because you actually see more animals there because they're not hidden like they are in the Amazon with all the foliage. Seven Zany is back. Babe, I'm trying to read this. Enter as a student to the EU or enter as a worker. If it's probably easy to get in as a student if you're going to study there. Then when you work, you get a degree there. People might look for people. The companies know what people learn at those universities, and therefore it's easier to get a job that way because they're like, oh, I know what you learned there, so you're more attractive on the job markets. Let's see. Oh man, they jumped up again.
I know it's
Dylan Weens, it says thank you very much again, Dylan. Thank you. Waiting for your space advice video. LOL. I actually did film the don'ts of space travel for collaboration with Jean Michael Gaultier and Event Horizon. So I've got half of it done. I'm putting that together. He's got to film his part because since if you guys know John Michael Gaultier, he does futurism and space travel and stuff like that. I love space, and he's going to be like the voiceover part of it. And so I filmed my part, so I got to get my stuff edited together so he can get his voice part over the top. So, it's one of those long collaborations, but we will be working together. So he and I I talked to him on the phone, Wednesday? When I was talking to him?
I don't know. We've been traveling. The days are all the same to me.
I was talking to him when I was in Jamaica this week. Last week. So I was just talking. So we're getting there. We're getting there. It'll be out. I want to try to get it hopefully for like an April Fool's Day kind of fun thing. So there's that. North Poland or South Poland? South Poland, I think, because you got mountains, you got Krakow and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Well, you moved them.
Yes, I would do the zero gravity plane, the vomit rocket.
I would too, but I'd probably vomit.
Yeah, well, that's what most people do.
Okay, so this one, I'm in deep, says, is the Swiss pass worth it? Visiting 4 days in Wengen and 1 in Lucerne. I think I would spend a little more time in Lucerne personally.
Yeah.
I really like that
Lucerne's
city.
my favorite town.
It's really lovely. And then thoughts on Rwanda. Rwanda, I don't have thoughts yet.
Well, later this year.
That
we're going.
I'm pumped to go there.
Yeah, we got our tickets, got all our stuff set up. We got to now work on all the vaccines and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but we're working on that. So we'll have all kinds of stuff to help you out later this year for that one.
U.S. road trip tips. We have a video on how to do a road trip.
Oh, yeah. We actually have one where we have the 511 Hates It road trips where we go on like a 5,000-mile road trip. So there's that. And then we have 10 things you should take on a road trip, I think. That's filmed like in Arizona a long time ago, but it still would really help out. So
you know what? They're older videos, but it's all it's evergreen material.
So Joy Silva, should we bring car seats for a 2 and 4-year-old if we travel around Spain and Portugal? If you're not going to be driving a car, no, because you can take the trains and buses and stuff like that and taxis. I mean, I look into what's called Bubble Bum. They have it on Amazon. We have 2 of them when our kids use when they're littler. Actually, the littlest one still uses when we go. And actually, you blow it has like an air pocket. You blow it up, and they can sit on that.
And it's got things to hold the strap on the seat belt so that it hits them properly. And they're approved by the Transportation Safety Administration of the U.S. and also EU. So they flatten down and roll up, and like when they're rolled up, they're about this big around and like maybe that long. So. They're great.
So Alex Meza, the museums in Chicago are fun to visit. Visiting them are great for the family. Yes, Chicago has some of the best museums in the U.S.
Awesome.
Go there spring, summer, fall. It's a great time to go. Winter is a little cold, but it's a cool city to go to.
Dave Leckness, are Vans skate shoes appropriate for walking around Venice, Italy? You know what? Absolutely. Those kind of tennis shoes are like the right kind of tennis shoe to sort of blend in. I call them like urban street shoes. They're different than our like running shoes. That's absolutely awesome.
Hey, our friends in Croatia and Poland that are on here, and Texas people. We're from Illinois, not Texas, sadly. We'd like to go back to Texas, though. Curry Gang, Miami or Cancun for vacation? I'd go Cancun over Miami.
Katie Nelson, do kids have to have car seats if you rent a car in various places? You know what?
Yes.
Yes.
No, you have to have
But sometimes it depends on the age of your kids and things like that. So you have to check each country because they will have different regulations and stuff.
And no one will give it to you for free.
No, and I think that is something I would love to just fix about the world, because I think that if a child needs car seat, they should give it to you for free.
And don't expect them to have one for you when you get there. You got to make sure you reserve it on your stuff, because we've gone places like, did you reserve it? Because we only have one left. I'm like, oh, I reserved it.
Absolutely reserve it, and you might have to fight for it. I mean, verbally, not like, duke it out or anything, but do that. The other thing is, if you know you're renting a car and you're going to be there for a long time, we do this thing. It's called Go Babies or Go baby go-go's.
Go babies.
Well, one of those two things, and it's this. It makes your kid's car seat go on wheels, and it has a telescoping handle, and you can just drag your kid around, and then you take that part off and buckle their seatbelt in like you would normally. So it's really helpful if you have to take your car seat with you, if it's like one of those big ones. There was a question right under hers that I wanted to answer. I'm never going to find it again.
We have so many. We have been to Alabama. I don't have any videos from Alabama, but we've been there. Man, University of Alabama's campus is gorgeous.
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way.
Yeah. Pretend roll tide. There it is. Tips for a 14-hour flight. Will melatonin help? Yes. It helps us. No, it doesn't help everyone.
It doesn't work on everybody. It doesn't work on me when I fly.
Yeah, but me and the boys it works for. There's also this stuff, and I forgot the name of it, but it's a homeopathic thing, and it's called something about jet lag, no jet lag, or something. And when we went to Japan, man, that stuff was awesome. It helped me so much. So maybe look for something like that.
So Taylor Payne, hey guys, any plans on attending Orlando, Florida again this year? I'd love to have lunch with you guys. Sadly, we were in Tampa and by Orlando earlier this year. Actually filmed a Don'ts of Orlando video, which will be coming out during the summer when big tourist season comes to help people going down there. But I don't know if we'll be back again this year, but you never know. My sister-in-law is kind of down there, so she'll be somewhere by there, so we have that. Seven Zany, thank you again for another super chat. It's very nice of you. She asked, do you prefer to live in the U.S. or EU and where? Actually, both places are fantastic to live in. I have no problem with either of them. I've had great times living in both places. I lived about 10 years in the EU, and I've lived a number of decades here, and I've lived like a bunch of years in South America. Every place I've lived, I've loved because the people have been great everywhere I've gone, so that's been nice. Time for a kiss? Top 3 places that smelled the best. Weird question, I know. Well, let's see.
What was that? There was somewhere in Spain. Was it Granada? And it smelled like orange blossoms. I mean,
yes.
Anywhere in spring can smell
well, like
good.
Valencia smelled nice because they had the orange, but you were in Valencia. Yeah, it was Granada because they had all those stuff there. That was nice. The freshness. Finland. You get, especially if you're coming with thin air back from China and you get into Finland and the air smells so fresh and clean. It's amazing when you're there, like the freshness of it. But even if you come from the U.S., man, it's so nice. It's so nice. Where else?
For me, a lot of places in Greece because it smells like Greek coffee and wine and baking and roasted meat, and all of that together makes me happy.
Yeah. So there's some. So we've been on for an hour and a half now, so we're gonna take a couple more questions for all of you that have been putting these questions on. We want to answer them all. We really appreciate all the comments and questions. We're sorry we can't get to all of them when they go through because you saw how they go by so fast sometimes. For us, we'll get like 3, and then it shoots like 12 in a row, or like sort of like miss it. That's why sometimes we end up skipping a bunch. We don't mean to. And for those of you that the super chats that took us a little bit of time to get to, we're sorry for that. It's because they get skipped over so much. But we want to hopefully we get some more questions in here. But
I want you to answer that one.
Which one?
John asks, we have a 12-hour layover in Boston on our way to Italy. What should we do with our carry-on bags during the day?
I can't remember if they have a luggage
I don't remember.
check.
I was hoping you would
I can't remember.
check and see. Just look at BOS, like Google.
Wait,
BOS
if they have a
check.
what are you just carrying carry-ons?
You know what? Just check your bags. Even if they're carry-on size, you can check your bags and they can stay there.
Because then you have your
go out
purse
to
and
the
your
city.
backpack and do that if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
But I bet they might not want to check those things, but make sure you have all your important stuff with you. Yeah. I can't remember what they have at Logan. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Seven Zanny, glad we can help out with all your questions. Thank you for all your super chats and everything. Alexander Porter, best baseball stadium, Wrigley Field. I'm a Cardinals fan, but Wrigley's a great experience.
That's what baseball's meant to be.
Painkiller Rodriguez, yes, we'll be getting out of Miami. Don't worry. We might be there after Christmas this year. It's a maybe. We're not sure. It's not set yet, but that's what we're going for. Tanner Wilson, besides Prague, what else is worth seeing in the Czech Republic? Brno is really cool because they had the mummies there. That's cool. Pilsen to go see the Pilsner beer stuff there. Chesky Krumelo is probably the best one for like a historic, like old world Europe looking place. That's really cool. That's one thing I really like. Yes, B. Smith, this is a long chat today. It's an hour and a half and the kids got school.
Exhausted.
So we have that. Sam writes, what's more overrated, Venice or Brussels? Brussels by far is more overrated than Venice.
Brussels is like a 3-hour visit for me.
So anyway.
I want to answer that one.
Okay.
best time to visit Amsterdam for price and weather. For me, it is in the spring when the tulips are blooming, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Nick Peterson, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate it, buddy. It makes a big difference. And for all of you, thank you so much. If you do want to grab one of those shirts, tomorrow is the last day to grab one. There's 4, we have it to my size, so they go pretty big. They have Jocelyn size. They have women cuts like this shirt you see here. There's a women's cut of that as well. All the shirts have men and female cuts. I think they all do for that. So you have that can help out if you're looking for different kind of cuts. But we hope you'll grab a t-shirt and other stuff. And thank you everybody for all the great questions and things like that. I'm sorry we couldn't get them all today. We'll try to do another one.
It was
maybe
a really good chat.
It was a really good
tonight.
chat.
Thank you.
We'll try to do more on focus question answering ones next time. So we get even more questions answered. But that for the person that asks, why are you doing more of these super chats? You see all those questions going by. We've only answered like 1/20th of them, and we feel really bad for that. So we're really sorry, but thank you everyone for being so awesome and so supportive over the years. It really means the world to us. We wish you all happy travels, all the best. And if you want to see, our videos more often, when you click that subscribe button, hit the notification bells, and you get notified when we have our next videos come out, our next live feeds and stuff like that. That'll come up that way, so you can find out that way. So anyway, I hope everything's going well. I wish you all the best. Someone asked, yes, the shirts ship all over the world, so that's helpful there too. But we wish you all the best.
And Darian, no way.
Go Dogs, as Jess would say. Anyway, wish you all the best. Thank you very much for everybody. Have a great night and great travels to you all.
Bye, y'all.